Welcome, fans, to this week's episode of The Lockdown featuring TCov and the Ballhawk. Teddy Hawk always just lurking, just waiting.
Ready.
Special guest, the man, the myth, the legend, one of Baltimore's finest, Micah Kiser is in the building. What's good, fam?
Yes, sir. Appreciate you having me on.
Keeping it defensive. We keeping it defensive.
Oh yeah, dude. We just, bro, we happy that you took the time, man, and we appreciate you. You know, we following you. Everything you do, we on it. Me and Hawk, hey man, yo, Micah did this, you know. So
yeah.
You know, y'all are dudes.
You got me in the Twitter war this year. Yeah,
you know, I gotta give him that shut the hell up juice every once in a while, you know what I'm saying?
Okay, man, Micah. I said, Micah, who is this cat? Never mind. Let's go to war. Hey, my man, you need to chill out. You're acting like an armchair All-American right now.
Yeah, you know how they are, man.
They ain't got nothing else better to do.
Exactly.
He tried though. I'll give it to him. He tried it.
No doubt. Well, fam, let's take it back. Baltimore, Gilman High School, linebacker, tight end. Hold up, did you have hands for real, or was you just one of them kind of blocking dummy type tight end?
Yo, so funny. Like, we were basically a running team. Like, we would always we had Darius Jennings, who, you know, I played with at Virginia. We had Cyrus Jones, who was a second-round draft pick out of Alabama. So we was just toting that thing. And but I probably had like 6 catches, and of those 6 catches, I had like 4 touchdowns. So it was like every time I was catching it, it was a touchdown or a first down. So it was good.
Were they red zone touchdowns, or were you like taking seams to the crib?
It would be like little, like, 20-yard seams, nothing crazy. I wasn't getting stupid with it, but yeah, we I was doing what we needed to do for the team.
That's no doubt. That's good business. So hold up, you played lacrosse too, though.
Yeah, I did. I wish I would have stuck with it more. I played it pretty much growing up since like 4th grade, because in Baltimore, lacrosse is just as big as any sport. Like, shoot, at Gilman, I remember going to Gilman and watching, like when I was in middle school, watching the high school teams play. And you want to talk about packed games, like standing room only to watch them play lacrosse. Probably bigger than football. So it was definitely big part of Baltimore culture for sure.
Yeah, I wish I would have got the opportunity to play a sport like that, but we didn't have that in North Carolina at all. But just looking at the sport, when I got to Virginia and beyond, dude, those dudes laid some lumber out there. When I watched Virginia win the national championship a couple of years ago, bruh, they were serving dudes up.
I like the way Virginia plays too. They relentless on ground balls, crazy in the transition game. They play a real fun brand of the sport, and it's fun to watch for sure.
Yeah, I'm hopeful that my baby girl is a lacrosse player, and the thing that hurt her the most, I mean, I watched her when she first started, really looking like she was going to do something, and then not having that junior year, her freshman year because of COVID. Right, really set her back. She lost confidence, and she, then it's hard to get into a club. So then she's trying to do like little clinics on the weekend, and it's tough for her. Also got to deal with that mean girl stuff, because she one of the only ones out there that's Black, and so it's been challenging. So she'll get to do it her sophomore year. So I'm gonna be going up to Philly to check some of her games out, but just kind of hoping that she gets back into the groove, because she's so athletic. But like I said, she just kind of lost her mojo, and now the confidence. I'm like, come on now, you a Covington. We on. Come on now, we on.
The thing with the sport is, like, the hardest part is getting like the stick work and all the stick skills. It's just like trying to, get being confident, passing and catching and doing everything on the run. That's the hardest part. But just being an athlete, like that's the way the game is going. It's getting more fast paced, especially in girls lacrosse. I know they're getting away from a lot of the stoppage, and it's being more of a free flowing game. So I just wish more Black girls were playing it. It's a great sport. It's expensive. That's the thing. It's expensive, but it's a great sport.
Yeah, I mean, I agree, man. And that's one of the things, that I tell my girls. I'm like, look, because they play field hockey and lacrosse, and so I'm like, if you want to see some change, then y'all got to be the change. Start working with younger girls to try to get them interested in the sport, so that they don't have to deal with some of the things that y'all have had to deal with, on the race side. And I'm like, look, I just want my kid to go out there and have fun and play a sport that she loves. And I mean, why I got to deal with race there too? I mean, I got to deal with it on a day-to-day basis. You got to deal with it there too. It's frustrating, man.
The thing is too in the sport, like they're trying to create a lot of change as far as race goes. With I know like the PLL, that Professional Lacrosse League, they're doing a lot with guys like Kyle Harrison. They're trying to really push the conversation and get this, really grow the sport more. And I don't know if it'll ever be like super popular in our community, just cause like it's so expensive. Like I talked to my girl, so my girl was a lacrosse player at Virginia. She does clinics and stuff out here. But like when you think about playing football, like as a kid, all you had to do was sign up. You sign up and you had to bring like some cleats. That was it.
Yep.
You didn't need a stick. You know what I'm saying? The helmet was provided for you. Pads, everything was provided for you. You just had to, pay the registration and have some shoes, and that was it. So but when you got to pay for 3 sticks that break all the time, goggles, equipment, it just and then you got to have pay for these tournaments and pay for these clinics. It's an expensive sport.
Travel teams, they gonna cost you a G easy.
And that's the thing, like when I was playing, because I was playing obviously you play for your spring team or whatever, then you play summer ball, then you play fall ball, then I was playing some winter leagues, like you're playing it all the time, kind of like AAU basketball. But in basketball, you just need shoes. You show up, you got shoes. Lacrosse, and especially when you get older, and my dad was buying 3 and 4 sticks a year, and they run you $200 for them. It's expensive just for the equipment alone.
Yeah. So well, at least you got to get it in, for real.
Oh, for sure. For
real.
I love, to this day, I love watching it. That's my favorite sport to watch to this day.
Yeah, I enjoy it. So junior year, 91 tackles, 3 forced fumbles. Senior year, you came back and you really turned it on. 111 tackles, 2 forced fumbles, intercepted 3 passes, returned 2 for touchdown. You were a team captain. You was damn do it all. Well, for the squad, man. Bro. I mean, defensive co-player of the year, Metro defensive player of the year, 2-time all Metro first team. Damn, you was killing the game, fam.
It's crazy. I was kind of like, when I was younger, obviously I was really good at football, like playing rec league. I played rec league at Catonsville, and I'm not gonna lie, I was always like the best player in the program, whatever. I was pretty good, but when I had got to Gilman, I kind of was like, it's kind of different, like in private school, because you have some of the kids are kind of like held back. You know what I'm saying? So some kids are older, some kids are bigger, and I was kind of just like trying to find my way. My freshman year, we probably had like 5 or 6 guys in my freshman class that played varsity as a freshman, but I played JV. Like I played like strong safety on JV and strong safety and tight end, just like whatever, finding my way. My sophomore year, going into my sophomore year, like I wasn't slated to start or anything. I was just, going out playing ball. I was actually playing outside linebacker, and we scrimmaged against Gonzaga, and Gonzaga at the time had like Kevin Hogan was the quarterback. Went on this play Stanford. They had guys like, they had some guys going to Notre Dame. Like they had players, Devin Butler going to Notre Dame. They had players, and I just showed up in that first scrimmage and had made a couple plays. Boom, next week they like, we want to try you out at middle linebacker, because they were trying to find a middle linebacker. Like, we want to try you out middle linebacker. So I was like, bet. Did that, took the reins, and just like never looked back. So
right.
Yeah, it's just like, that's kind of how my whole career is all the time though. Like kind of lay low, figure things out, and then when it's my time, just like you got to make the most of it. And playing Gilman football, it was great because we would always play, a national slate early on. So we got to play teams from New Jersey. We played teams from Ohio. We would play teams from all over just to, get that exposure. And really, that was cool too, just because, we were a small school. I think my senior year, we probably had on our varsity, we probably had like 35, 40 kids on our varsity. We go up to Cincinnati. We play Cincinnati Moeller. and they had guys playing only offense, only defense. They had like 150 kids, and it was like, dang, like that's a real big football, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
to kind of get exposed to that early on and kind of get ready for college, that was cool.
Okay. So 4-star coming out of Gilman. What were the top 3 schools that were after you?
Man, so I committed to Virginia real early.
Okay.
Virginia offered me first after my sophomore year.
Okay.
And so that kind of, I was like, cool, I seen that. And then at the time, Coach London had a show that would come on like regional sports on Comcast Sportsnet. It was called like Building the Program. So I would watch that all the time, and I was like, dang, like Virginia, they kind of building something. It was cool. So Virginia was always sticking out, and I committed. I want to say after my junior year of college of high school, I committed. But kind of late on when like my senior year of high school, Virginia was kind of struggling, and they started like letting go of people that I was trying to go play for. And Maryland started, Maryland was putting on pressure. Maryland was really pushing that, like keep everybody home from Maryland. And when you think about it, I mean, people in my class alone, we probably got in the league right now 3, 4, 5 guys that I played with in Maryland. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking big money. Adrian Amos was a guy I played against. Dorian O'Daniel won a Super Bowl with the Chiefs. Myself, Cyrus, like we had guys that's playing in the league. You know what I'm saying? If everybody would stay at Maryland, Kendall Fuller, Kyle Fuller, like you're talking about dudes that live down the street from me. So
right,
you know what I'm saying? But Maryland came late, but I stuck with Virginia. Really, Coach Dex was a major part of that. I hate that he's not still coaching at Virginia. It doesn't make any sense to me that they haven't figured out how to get him back. Agreed. You want to talk about a guy that just is Virginia football, like it's Anthony Poindexter. And when I was there, he brought in all of us, and we had a solid recruiting class. And it's a shame that Anthony Poindexter is freaking at Penn State.
State, I know.
Penn State.
That's killing me. I mean, because I'm with you, man. I won't do back at the crib. I mean,
it makes no sense to me. Like I'm like Coach Mendenhall, like whatever you gotta do, like he would be a perfect fit. Like I don't know.
I mean, he walk up into your crib. How do you not come to Virginia?
Man, it's hard, man. He was good with like my mom and stuff, and just great recruiter. And he was a real like personable guy. Like him and his family was so nice and inviting, especially at a time when I was there, when a lot of the coaches there weren't super, inviting at all, really. So,
we're gonna get into that. We gonna get into that.
Coach Dex was a good dude for sure.
No doubt. So yeah, I mean, especially the year you coming out, they end up being 4-8. So you may be looking at it toward them like, okay, did I make the right move?
Because like the year before, they had the Chick-fil-A Bowl, so I was like, that they were like 8-5. Played a close game to Auburn in the Chick-fil-A Bowl, so I was like, all right, things should be on the up and up. But then, that 4-8 season, and they had got like smacked by Maryland. I'm pretty sure. Steph Diggs that year had gone off against Virginia's, and that was a guy I had played against in high school too. So I was like, dang, like that Maryland connection could be kind of sweet. But
that joker's ridiculous though, man. He's still ridiculous.
Man, Steph was nice in high school, but like I said, we had Cyrus too, so they would be matched up against each other, and they would kind of negate each other. They had a lot of respect for each other, but those are some battles. Gilman versus Good Counsel were some real battles for sure.
Wow, that's fine. So then you come in your first year. They changed the defensive coordinator from Jim Reed to John Tenuta, going with a 4-3. How was your interaction with him?
Man, Coach Tenuta, he's tough. He's a tough guy, but I respected him just because he was hard on me, but he made me a better football player.
Okay.
All throughout my career in general, like your coaches, they always change, they always leave. Something's gonna happen, but you just got to know how to take bits and pieces from each coach and really, you know, make that help your game. And one thing that Coach Tenuta was great about was like teaching you the structure of football and the structure of defense and really going into details on really understanding ball. And so to have that, you know, to really be with him for 3 years and learn, you know, under him and Coach Arch and, you know, Henry Coley and Dede Romero, like big bros to me, like just being able to just sit back and learn and really, that's where I really like that because that helps me just sitting back and really learning the game, learning ball, learning the fits, learning about rotation, this, that, you know, learning what offense are trying to do to you. He was very good at that. Obviously he's not for everybody. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of people that he wasn't for, and some people he probably picked on a little too much, but all in all, sometimes some days were miserable, but at the end of the day, he taught me a lot of ball, so I'll always be grateful for that.
Yeah, I mean,
how was it witnessing somebody in his doghouse?
Man, so I mean, like truth be told, like I kind of was in his doghouse for a second. Like after the it was crazy. We had played Notre Dame, and that game was close. And I thought I had a sweet game. I had like 2 sacks, like some big plays. Man, he ripped my ass so hard just for like little stuff. Like he was on me, and it got to the point where I was like, dang, like I kind of hated playing football, but you know what I'm saying? It made you stronger, but there was some people that couldn't shake him, like Drew struggled. Drew for years. I would just be like, Drew, like, bro, even when he was gone, I was like, bro, you gotta let that go, like just move on from it. But he kind of picked on him a little bit, but you know, just watching him kind of explode on some people sometimes, like sometimes it was funny, and then sometimes it would just be like, that's not even necessary. Like, and I'm glad to see, like, just it seems the way the game is going and college ball in general and players having more of a voice and coaches being held more accountable for the stuff that they're doing. Like you don't really see that as much, you know what I'm saying? And that's good to see, because at the end of the day, like that, all that screaming and yelling stuff, it's not helping nobody. Like it's the difference between coaching hard and then kind of, you know, taking it too far. But but like I said, Tenuta was a great coach. He's been everywhere. So just being able to, you know, be with him for a couple years and pick his brain and learn a lot was cool for sure.
Yeah, well, our fans know that I don't fuck with him. So I'm gonna go ahead on and move. I'm gonna go ahead and move on to the next topic, because I don't even want to get on the John Tenuta tangent right now. Yeah, no doubt. So then, you know, that first year, you got redshirted. Team went 2-10. How hard was that?
Man, I ain't gonna lie to you though, because I was just having fun. Like I was a freshman, I wasn't playing, and you know what I'm saying? So I'll go to practice, but on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, like I was going out having a good time, you know what I'm saying? I knew I wasn't gonna play. It was cool, like Zach Bradshaw playing, because that was like my brother, that was my boy. So like kind of going out, especially I remember his first start was against Georgia Tech, and he started like as a freshman, true freshman, and going out there, I was like, so that's a guy I was pulling for. But at the end of the day, I can think of like me, Jack McDonald, Jack English, like a ton of us. We were just, hey, we're going to practice and then we're going to party. So it was all right. It was all right.
Yeah, I like that right there. Keep it real. I mean, most people think, you know, everybody love to come in when I came in, I worked hard, man. You know,
but I ain't gonna lie, like I was still busting my ass, you know what I'm saying? Like
no, I won't say that, but
workouts,
but, you know,
but at the end of the day, it was like, you know, I'm gonna call a spade a spade. I was like, we suck. Like, you know what I'm saying? We aren't good. I remember that year. I swear, I think we played probably every team's backup quarterback that year. Just because we was getting, you know what I'm saying? We was getting blown out. Every league, it was like Miami, we playing the backup quarterback. UNC, we playing the backup quarterback. Them games weren't even close. So, but yeah, I just sat back and, you know, bided my time.
I feel that though. I mean, sure, we was 3-8 that year I got redshirted, bro. So I'm on the sideline, like I'm like, what am I doing over here? We are getting dragged out on the field. But you know, hey, the college was the time of my life, so I got it in For sure.
Man, we got blasted by Duke that year. Like I remember that. We got like that's when you just know it's like we're just not good, you know?
Right. Oh yeah. I definitely feel that. But it so as you transition after that first year being redshirted, what were your workouts like? Saying, all right, hold up. We didn't win this. Now I got to get in this game some way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
What were your workouts like? Because I know for us, it was like a majority of us looked at it like, yeah, this shit ain't never happening again. We're about to go ham on these workouts, and Brad made all the difference. What was the workouts set like for you guys after that?
I think I can say in general, in the years previous to Coach Mendenhall, I just don't think that we had a ton of accountability and we didn't have like a standard of excellence really at all. I just think we had it was a lot of knuckleheads. It was a lot of guys that weren't great players, you know what I'm saying? It was just like, there was a lot of guys. It was just guys.
Yeah.
I don't think we had the strongest of leadership. Really, I think we had a lot of change. I think we had too many guys that thought they were in charge of things, especially on the coaching staff. I think, when you have, I remember, we have like four coaches that used to be head coaches. I was like, all right, well, who's that? Who's our head coach? You know what I'm saying? And that's where it was kind of troubling as players, where it would be like, who do we listen to right now? Like, I remember, I love Coach London. He was a great guy. I don't know. He might have been a little in over his head at Virginia, and some stuff was taken out of his hands, in my opinion. But there would be times in practice where, like, I would watch Coach London just standing in between the indoor and the outdoor field, just like watching and not really doing anything. And it would just be like who's running this? Who's running the show? Mm-hmm. There was times when it would be like Tenuta he would always talk mad shit about special teams. Just like, he hated Larry Lewis. Like, man, Larry Lewis, Liquid Larry, like making nicknames about him, like calling special teams calling special teams special toilets. And I was just like, bro, that's a third of the game. Like, that is an important aspect of the game. Like, and it was just like, he would always talk crap about Fairchild, our offensive coordinator, and like, it just seemed like there was so dysfunction from the top. Like, I don't know what you would expect from the players. Like, that's who the people we looking for guidance, and it's in complete disarray. You know what I'm saying? We had a turnover in the strength and conditioning staff. Like, we went from Evan Marcus, Coach Marcus, and then next we had Coach Ryan. It was like different heads there. It was like, who, you know what I'm saying? Who we really listening to? Who we looking to for guidance? So that was, in my opinion, like the biggest problems that was going on. Is just not a lot of leadership overall, like from the top down, and then within the team, not the best leadership either.
Yeah, and usually that's how it is too. Players are usually extension of the head coach or the coaching staff, and you're the second person that said this, because it was Leroy, right? Was it Leroy that was talking about the coaching dysfunction between the coaching staff? It was another defensive player.
Yeah, it was a defensive player. I can't remember exactly what it was. It might have been Leroy.
Yeah, and they said the same thing. You can just see coaches beefing with each other, and they looking at each other like as players. Like, how can we truly band together when the bosses aren't banding together?
And like you could tell like those weren't Coach London's guys. Like, Coach London was ready to go with Coach Reed. Like, we let go of Coach Reed, and Coach Reed go and have #1 defense, you know what I'm saying? And go do stuff at Iowa, go do stuff at Boston College. Like, what was that? Like, letting go like Sean Moore, like a legend. We let go of Sean, a legend. His son on the team. The best player on the team at the time was Jake McGee. Jake McGee loved Sean Moore. Like, to this day, they communicating with each other. We let go of him. Now Jake McGee gone. Like, it was little stuff like that. Like, what are we doing to bring in, like, we brought in like Coach O'Brien, a guy that is famous for running Russell Wilson out of NC State. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's where famous for running Russell Wilson out of NC State. And it's just like, what are we doing? What's going on? And that was it. It was dysfunction. It was a dysfunctional program from top down.
Yeah, I mean, that's difficult, man. That's so difficult, bro. I mean, and it's like from us, we on the outside looking in like, okay, wait a minute, hold up. It's clear that these dudes are not Mike's dudes. And it was clear they don't respect him. And I'm like, all right, how in the hell with all, because bro, y'all had talent, bro.
We did.
Y'all had so much
good
talent.
players. We had
oh
good
my
players.
God. Oh my God. And I just felt like it just that talent got wasted.
And like
because
even
of
the talent we had, it just never got developed as well as it should have been. It was a lot of like a lack of accountability. Just like, man, like Eli Harrell is my guy. That's my dude. I love Eli. But there was some stuff where it would be like Eli, like he didn't love school. Like there's no like whatever about it. Man, like Miss Fitz would be like Eli, you need to just like go to class, blah blah. Man, Tenuta would be like, man, Micah, just tell Fitz that you saw him in class. Like just tell him he was there, blah blah. Like we was just, you know what I'm saying? It was just no accountability, no standard of like how we do things. And that's just I don't know. And then it's like tough. Also just like some of the games that we were scheduled to play, it's like, all right, who cares on the exposure that we're gonna get? What's the point of us playing Oregon and getting blasted on national TV? You know what I'm saying? Nobody from out west is coming to UVA.
Right.
You know, it makes no sense. Like if you did like what Virginia Tech did and you schedule a Tennessee, you know, all right, that makes sense. It's closer. A South Carolina, that makes sense. Why are we playing Boise State on a Thursday night getting like shit kicked out of us?
Right.
Playing Oregon from like there was little things like that just like this makes no sense.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Hey, we're in agreement. Yeah.
Hey yo, but this is the great thing, Mike, about you sharing this, because coming from Tony and myself, it hit different. Like fans they think since Mike is there, it's like making an excuse for Mike, and was like, bro, I'm telling you, like when these coaches started coming in, like this shit ain't gonna work.
Yeah.
Like he probably wasn't even in the room when they were interviewed.
Yeah. I mean,
you know what I'm saying?
And I think we hitting at another, like we know who was in, like kind of running football. He's not there. You know what I'm saying? Like we know who was kind of running football.
Oh, we can say his name. Shit.
You know
John Oliver.
And you know what?
It's like it's just like, what was he doing?
That motherfucker be hiding in the tunnel doing it.
Yeah.
Bro. He proceeded to run the program in the damn ground.
Yeah.
For real. Let's just call it what it is.
And like I said, like you could just tell there was no synergy, there was no camaraderie at all.
Oh, we saw that.
And it was just like,
as former players, man, we saw that. We used to be like, it's some bullshit. Like these kids like catching hell. Because I mean, like you said, man, can he really head coach with these personalities? I mean, he can. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's his team. But if I don't want you and then you don't respect me, what you gonna do? You gonna fire me? I'm gonna get my money. That's what they're saying. Fire. Right. I dare you. I dare you to fire me. Fire me, Mike. I dare you.
Yeah. So
let me get my chips.
And Mike's not a confrontational dude.
Nope.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's just not his style. And I think he needed to be that guy. The chips that were put in front of him when they basically assembled his staff for him. You needed a guy that didn't mind being confrontational. And being holding dudes accountable, but especially a straight asshole. So you got strong personality in Obi, strong personality in Tenuta. I mean, bro, and Obi coached at Virginia when I was there. So got mad love for Obi. Yeah, got mad love for Obi, but it was past his time. He was just cruising. And that's not what the program needed. And that shit frustrated me, man. I'm just like, damn, dude, you old school, you know better, and then you gonna come in here and do this bullshit, right? That bothered me majorly.
They like I said, I just don't understand. Like, I mean, even Bill Lazor is an offensive coordinator in the NFL. You had Lazor, Jim Reed, you had Coach Dex. Like, there was people on that staff that, you know what I'm saying, that for some reason, after one bad season, they were like, you know what, chop this up, it's over. Like, it doesn't make sense to me.
Makes no sense whatsoever. So then that first year, after the red shirt, you came back, played a majority of special teams that year. 5, you guys went 5-7, a little bit of progress. So what was the next year like? you know, it was you still got a majority of your guys there, and now it's your time. It's your time to take the next step. What was the off season like for you coming from your second year to that third year?
Yeah, well, off season it started off like we were pretty bitter because we should have beat Virginia Tech that year.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna get on Mike Moore because Mike Moore if Mike Moore don't have that rough in the past, and you know what I'm saying, we beat him. But in retrospect, thank God we didn't because we needed changes to come off of that. But just that next year, I'm trying to think. I think we felt good about where we were. Just on defense, I know we were gonna like lose Henry and Day, but you know, me and Zach were ready to step up. I was working hard. That's one thing, and just in general, like I've always gone hard, like workout wise. I've always been, you know, a guy that is super. You can always count on me. I'm dependable. Always kind of know the defense. That's because that's what kind of player I got to be. Like, call a spade a spade. I'm never gonna be the biggest person out there. I'm never gonna be the fastest person out there. I'm never gonna be the strongest person out there. But I'm a good field general, and good at knowing where guys need to be and knowing what we need to do. But I think we felt good. I think so that would have been my third year. Quinn was going in his second year. We would have had like Tim and Dante, and it was our time to really take over the team. I think we felt good about, you know, where Grayson Lambert was going to be. And we felt good. We didn't end up. What was our first game? I feel like we who did we play first that year?
You guys played. Let me take a look.
Oh, we played at UCLA. Another game
at the Rose Bowl. Opened up with UCLA and Notre Dame.
Yeah, Josh Rosen was the quarterback. They had Rosen. They had Miles Jack. They had Kenny Clark. Yep. They had guys that it was like, why are we playing this game? You know, that's another one. But you know, we felt good about it, and then we came back. We struggled it with William and Mary, or did we have the that Notre Dame game that?
Yeah. So you went from UCLA, then Notre Dame at home.
Yeah.
So you got the number 13 team in the country, the number 9 team in the country to open your season.
Yeah. And
then you come back with William.
That Notre Dame game, I mean.
Yeah.
God, I think we were right there. Tenuta gonna live by the you live by the gun, you die by the gun. We dialed up a pressure. Timing wasn't great on it with me and Mike. And then, you know, Will Fuller, you know, he does what he does. But you know, we were right there. That was a competitive game, but that was a huge loss. And, you know, the next week I think we played William and Mary and we almost lost that game.
Yeah, I mean 35-29. I mean, it was a downright struggle. And then Boise State flies in on a Thursday night and stump a damn mud hole in our ass.
Man, that Boise game was wow. We were flat, not ready to go.
Yeah.
And I think there had been rumors like after that William and Mary game about Coach London possibly getting let go because I remember him coming and talking to us and being, you know, hey, we're gonna right this ship, blah blah blah, get it right. And then that's when he gave that speech before the Boise game. He looked at he looked into the TV camera and was like, "Who do you play for?" Or something stupid. Like it's like Coach London, like just that extra stuff ain't gonna win us games. You know what I'm saying? It was just like we weren't great, but the one positive that came out of that season, like I had a pretty decent year, just like getting my feet wet or whatever playing. But I thought also like the emergence of Matt Johns, which if you want to talk about like something like Matt Johns was one of my favorite teammates. Just he was a baller. Like if you watch him play in practice, he looked shitty. He looked terrible. Like he looked like a practice quarterback in college, but it was something about him like when he was in the game, because he came in that Notre Dame game and brought us back. Yep. It was, but for some reason my whole career there, they never wanted to just give the program over to Matt Johns, which he wasn't highly recruited. He was always, you know, number 2 behind Grayson Lambert. They were in the same class. But for some reason, it was like they never wanted to give him full reins of what was going on. And I think he was the true embodiment of like Virginia football. Just a work hard, grinder. He was great in the classroom. He was super smart. Like he's a quarterback coach now for Coach London.
Yeah.
And just he had that moxie. He had it where if Matt John's in the game, like the team feels that Matt John in the game, we got a shot. We got a shot. It was never too big for him. He was just a baller. And throughout my whole career there, it was just like when we need a spark, put Matt Johns in. Which for some reason it's like, why we not, you know what I'm saying? Why not ride with him the whole time? But
right.
Just a great teammate. And given like all that was happening with him, he will always just, you know, be a great teammate. And when his time was ready to go, he was ready to go.
Yeah. You know, it's interesting. You know, that season you guys ended up 4-8, but you guys really were competitive in a lot of those games. Virginia struggled offensively, but you guys on the defensive side made a lot of plays. So, you know, when I'm looking at the score, you know, outside of the Boise State game, you know, you lose to Pittsburgh 19-26. You know, you beat Syracuse in overtime 44-38. You lose to Carolina at Carolina 13-26. You know, you beat Georgia Tech 27-21. You lose to Miami at Miami 21-27. You know, you beat Duke 42-34. You lose to Virginia Tech 20-23. You know, so defensively, you guys did enough to keep them in the game each and every week. And I think, you know, we were frustrated because we're just like, what the hell are we doing on offense? It just, you have weapons, but it was just like, this seemed like there was no continuity, no organization, plays just to be calling plays. There was no structure, you know, on the offensive side. So I know it had to be frustrating for you guys.
Yeah, just offense never really could generate anything. There was no like explosive plays, really no direction. And what's crazy, like also on that offensive stats that I forgot about was Chris Beatty.
Yeah.
Coach Beatty was a coach. Like you could tell. You can, when you're a player and you're around certain people, you can tell, all right, this guy knows what he's talking about. And I'm pretty sure Coach Beatty is a wide receiver coach in LA with the Chargers, maybe. Or something.
I think I heard something like that.
He just
like Coach Beatty was a guy, Coach Percy Harvin, you know, he's a respected coach. And we had him. I know like there was dysfunction on the offensive staff as well, but we had guys between Coach Beatty, you know, Biscuit, like we had people, but could never get it going. And I really do think a lot of it also just stems from like not having that guy at quarterback. Like when I was there, like that's the most important. Like that, regardless of anything, like if the team doesn't believe in the quarterback, you're gonna struggle.
Yeah,
you're gonna struggle. It doesn't matter how great your defense is. Like, I mean, shoot, look at us this year with the Rams. We had the number one defense in the league, but there was some doubt about, you know, who that guy was, and you know, there's only so much you can do.
Yeah, no doubt. And now that guy's gone.
Yeah. And so, I think you hit the nail on the head, man. It's about that confidence and that belief, because you know, in y'all guys' situation, it's the same guy, but it's like that confidence is like
and you also like in Virginia too, you like when I was playing, you would always have a feeling of, well, one is our offense is like they're not gonna do nothing. Like so like off rip, it would be like a 3-and-out. You're like, all right, that's the way the game gonna go.
Yeah.
We always had that. And then two, for some reason, I always had the feeling of what can go wrong will go wrong.
Go again.
Like, it was just like, it was something always looming over. Like, it was just like crazy. Like that Notre Dame game is like, we got him. We got him. Louisville game, the first year with Coach Mendenhall is like, we won this game.
Yeah.
It's over. There's a picture on that game of me and Chris Peace. It's like a 4th down throw that Lamar, they need to convert. And me and Chris Peace are both jumping up at the same time to knock the ball down. And the ball fits perfectly between both of our hands. Like the only way it could fits perfectly. And it's like, that was just Virginia football for a while. Like that, you just had that looming feeling of doom. Like it don't matter. Like we can go out there, we can play our best, but at the end of the day, like it's never going to be enough.
No, that's real.
Yeah, hell yeah, that's real.
I mean, because look, and just don't think it's football, because even with our basketball team, fans always say, I know it's going to be a part in the game where we're not going to score.
Yeah. Or it'd be like, well, like, man, we got to see Michigan State in the lead, like Michigan State on our side of the bracket.
Yeah, you remember that too,
right? Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's just like,
that's crazy.
They could be having a down year, and I'd be damn. They beat our ass.
Yeah,
right there.
Yeah.
Damn, you know.
Just crazy. Well, so mind you, the team 4-8 that year, but dude, you put up 117 tackles. You led the ACC in tackles that year, and I mean, you had that was your coming out party. That 2015 year. Even though the team did okay, then they make a coaching change.
Yeah.
So when you all heard that season's over, you'd have put up numbers. You like, all right, I have arrived. We about to turn this thing around. Then they decide, hey, we're gonna go with Coach Mendenhall, and you guys were like, who?
Exactly. It was like, from where?
That was out of left field because they thought like, Mark Richt was gonna get the job. Everybody.
Mark Richt was mentioned. I remember the hot OC from Notre Dame, who he was a young OC from Notre Dame. He ended up going somewhere and being terrible. So thank God we didn't do that. He ended up at Western Kentucky, I think. But it was just like, who, like Coach Mendenhall, like, he got to come to Virginia and like try to recruit like black kids from Virginia Beach, like that's
regular kid.
You know what I'm saying? It's like it's just like, and it was crazy too because remember, we were talking about my retro year when I said we sucked. Like we somehow beat BYU that year.
Yes.
Which you want to talk about it? They had Van Noy, they had Sorensen, like they had Taysom Hill, they had guys on their team.
Yeah, they did.
That monsoon saved us, but yeah, Coach Mendenhall just, him coming in. We've talked a lot about how there was no sense of like synergy or connectivity between the coaching staff and whatever. When Coach Mendenhall came in, it was none of that. It was
right.
Coach Mendenhall is the boss.
Right.
Everybody in that building know Coach Mendenhall is the boss, and all the people around him are former players, and he always talks about, he's like, I will never work with people that I don't like, that I don't get along with. So, you just had that feeling. It was more of a sense of, we're a family here. And that also makes you just play. When you know that your coaches care about you, you're going to play harder.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I when I think about like Coach Hunter ended up being like a big bro to me, like an uncle.
Yeah.
Going to being around his kids. Because the previous coaching staff, like a lot of I've never been to like Coach Tenuta's house or nothing, like, you know what I'm saying? I've never been to, whatever. I only went to Coach Deck's house once, and Coach Dex was on the coaching staff for 1 year. I was there. That was the only coach whose house I'd ever been to.
Wow.
I'm spending all this time here. Like, we don't go home. I had never been to any coach's house. Wow. We maybe went to Coach London's house when we were that summer before our first year, just when he always lets all the little first years come over. But that was the only time I think I'd ever been to his house. And then when you contrast that with Coach Mendenhall, who basically got like an open door policy at his crib, like, if you ever want to come, ride the horses, come ride the horses. Coach Hunter and his wife, like, we have a good game, we play well, bringing in brownies, bringing in cookies, having the family and the kids around, like that vibe. It was just a better vibe. Like, you wanted to come there more, even though we didn't have, even though that first season wasn't great, you just liked being in the building more. It was just a different vibe.
Well, the culture needed to shift, no question, because I think as you alluded to earlier, the accountability, because there was no accountability there. And this coaching staff came in with the well before skill concept. And, we were all like, okay, we hear you, but then we open up, lose to Richmond and go 2-10. And we like, okay, the fuck is that again?
Yeah. In general, one, I think Coach Mendenhall will tell you this, because I kind of talked to him about it before. I think he didn't really understand, ACC football. I think he definitely underestimated ACC football as well. And just like the size and the skill, and like UNC has great athletes. Miami has great athletes. These places all have very good athletes and big, strong, fast guys. And I think he underestimated that and thought that you could just get by on like the will part. Which, playing hard, which, I mean, it's not, you got to have guys, you got to have dogs, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, facts.
So I think one, he definitely kind of underestimated the ACC, and like, also I think he needed to figure out how do we need to build it to be competitive. I think if you think about Coach Mendenhall, he's everything's calculated, everything's designed for a reason. And he had to take that 1 year to just, all right, let's figure it out. And I mean, results now, you look at him now, you know, we've been doing great. But yeah, that first year, it was just more of it was also like, there was one, I think he also overestimated just like how intelligent we were going to be as a defense. Because early on, it was crazy. The way we align everything was like to the field or boundary. Like a lot of college teams do that. But at first we were doing like have everything based on like the passing strength of the formation. And if something changes, then we would change the whole thing. And so if I was playing Mike and then all of a sudden someone went in motion, I would have to know what the buck did and just boom on the fly. So you would have to know like 2 to 3 different things at instantaneously. Mm-hmm. So that's why, you know, when we played against Richmond, like we were very reactive, which on defense, you never want to be reactive. Mm-hmm. You always want to, you know, take it to them. Mm-hmm. So I think early on in the season, we started out, we were, you know what I'm saying, reactive. I think that first spring he was there, we never tackled, you know what I'm saying? We went shells all the time. I think he kind of thought we were going to be a more mature team, which we just weren't. And so that first year was just figuring it out.
And he was coaching older guys too, because
exactly.
He's just you know, coaching husbands and adults. You know what I'm saying? 22-year-old, and we were, you know, a bunch of 18, 19, 20-year-olds. It's just different, and he had to learn that.
Yeah.
How was the switch going from that 43 to the 34 defense for you?
For you, yeah.
That was, I mean, for me, football is football. Like at the end of the day, you just, where's my gap and can I count to 3? That's one thing. Like we talk about Tanuda, can you count to 3? Am I off of number 2? Am I off of number 3? Am I off of number 2? That's all it is. Mm-hmm. Like, football is a very simple game. And that's another thing, Tanuda. Football is a simple game fucked up by coaches.
Coaches, yeah.
So
that is
like, you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, it was just like, where's my gap? It was difficult a little bit just because our D line, we didn't have 3-4 bodies at all.
Right.
I think like especially Coach like the last couple recruiting classes that Coach London had, he had recruited a ton of just tweener bodies. Mm-hmm. We had like long, skinny guys that they were trying to make like defensive ends or Sam linebackers that we didn't have outside linebacker 3-4 bodies. Like we didn't have, you know, a nose tackle. I mean, God bless Eli for holding that, you know, being able to steady that position. But Eli was like 250 pounds, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
We didn't have no 320-pound nose tackle that could be doing that. We didn't have 4 techniques. Drew was a 3 technique. Yep. Mm-hmm. Drew hated playing 4 technique. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of guys do, because it's not a great, and like a lot of what Coach Mendenhall and his defense does is not great for pass rushers. Like, it's not a pass rushing defense. So we didn't have those bodies.
Not for the front. Not for the front. For the linebackers, yes.
Your position. Yeah. Your position.
For like, and for us, that was mostly just out of necessity, like for him rushing the inside linebackers a lot. But I don't think he would want to, like, if you went into him, like, what do I want to do? I don't think like blitzing, you know, me and Zach Bradshaw a million times a game. Definitely.
Really? Yeah, made it look normal though.
Right.
Because we had to. Like that was what we were best at.
I mean, you used to come on that A-Dog style. I was like, yo, just keep sending Micah, bro. Because it didn't matter if they tried to fool you. It didn't matter if they saw you. Like, just
that cross dog was undefeated.
Yeah.
Cross dog.
We used to get excited when we saw you tipping down. I said, oh yeah, he about to go get him. Send him again.
Yeah. And that's one thing with the 3-4, like especially the way Coach Mendenhall likes to play it, like to get like football-y. Coach Mendenhall wants everything to be flat. He wants the ball to always bounce. He doesn't want any penetration. Mm-hmm. So if you think about a player like Drew, whose whole game, especially early on, was his get off, penetrating that 3 technique. That's his whole game. And now you're telling him, nah, don't do that. You got to get in that frog stance, you know, that frog 4-point stance hit and read and react and hold guys. We didn't have that body type, so it was difficult. That was probably the biggest, adjustment for sure.
But I think he learned it though. He learned how to do that because I mean, let's be clear. Coach Mendenhall saved his career.
He saved it, bro.
I mean, no question. And it was great to see Drew smiling again, man, having fun. Because you didn't see that before that.
Shout out Vic Soto for sure. Vic, having a guy like Vic who played in the league. So you take guys like Drew, like I want to go to the NFL, and you have a guy like Vic, played in the league. He was very personable. He would coach you hard too, but he would coach you hard, but also love you up at the same time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He was coach. He was treating Drew the same way he treated his own kids. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So and we got to see that because his kids were always around, his family was around. So
Wow. Cool. So you were a captain. You were a captain that year, dude. You put up 134 tackles, led all Power 5 players. First in the ACC and third in the nation with 11.2 tackles per game. I mean, damn, dude, you
that was probably my best year for sure in college.
The team didn't do well necessarily record wise, but it wasn't your damn fault.
But can I ask you a question, bro?
Yeah.
How was the conversations with Quinn knowing you was getting more work than him? Because Quinn loved to come up and butt somebody. You beating him to the butts.
Yeah, that's just like me and Quinn. It was just like competing, like who could get there first.
Oh, I know. I raced to the ball, Micah. That's what he always said. Hey, I'm gonna race him today.
Quinn, like playing with Quinn Blanding was just like he just loved football. He loved competing. Like you don't find that. He just had a pure heart, like a pure heart guy, like who just would find the joy in just everything, just find the joy in life. Like Quinn wasn't a drinker, like he wasn't a huge partier, like he was just like high on life, a great teammate, a great player. He loved to compete. He loved to play football. And it was just, you could feel that. It would be days I'm like, man, I don't want to do this shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, we 2-10. We dragging ass. It's like, God damn, but Quinn, if Quinn bringing it, I gotta bring it. And just a great player.
Both y'all out there, see ball, get ball.
That's it.
So fun watching y'all just get after it, bro. I was like, yo, if Micah don't get him, Quinn gonna get him. And if Quinn don't get him, Micah gonna get him, or they gonna hit each other. Y'all done hit so many other defenders, dog. I know you like, God damn, bro, let me get the tackle.
Yeah, that's how that friendly fire is real.
Yeah.
But yeah, that year, that was my best year for sure. I was just like, my body was great. I was running around great. I was making big play. Every game that we needed a big play, like me and Quinn, it was me or Quinn making the big play. It was just that was a good year for me for sure.
Yeah, and the crazy thing is, you say that was your best year, but you followed that up, with 143 tackles the next year. But people don't realize you were dinged up that year.
Oh no, he was hurt. Man. He won't ding,
bro. I was straight hurt. My first drive of the game, first drive of the first game, Jawan Moy freaking nosedived into my knee.
Yeah.
And I just knew right. I was like, God, you got to be kidding me. And I had a pretty severe MCL, but I just braced that thing up. And it's hard. It was hard to play. It was hard to move, but I'm
gonna talk to you before games, bro. I was like, Micah, you straight? Oh man, it's that damn knee. I just like, I don't think about it. Like, I'm gonna service some shut the hell up just with this shit. And you could see sometimes, though, you would just like you couldn't get up as fast, or you had to drag it. Like you would see, you had to get going, and then you could go. Like you had to rev the engine up every time. So I understand why you said the year before was the best year, just because physically you were just in the zone, and you knew all season your biggest hurdle in competition was that knee leading up to the games.
Yeah, and it was just like the knee was just taking a toll, and like it was very hard to cut, and it was like super stiff. And then I was getting a ton of stingers all the time because Coach Mendenhall, shoot, that spring before my last year there, if anybody watched spring ball, we was tackling every day. Like we was going hard every single day in the stadium. scrimmage live reps every day. Every day that we could put the pads on, we had them on and we was tackling. So just, I felt like that year is like just a banged up year, but you know, that's what we needed to do. And
how long did it take for your body to just start? We getting deep here behind. It's like the program before the shots didn't work no more.
Yeah, I mean, because I was popping them Toradol shots. I had the thumb injury. I had like thumb surgery. Had the neck. I had the knee. That stuff was like, I didn't even like.
That shit was confused where to go.
Bro.
Right.
Like I couldn't even like I had my nerves were getting to the point where I couldn't even bench press. Like I couldn't bench press like 135 pounds. Like I couldn't do that. And I was still just like going out there and trying to ball and trying to put up, but like I didn't bench in the combine because my neck was still messed up. I didn't even start, you know, even getting close to benching 225 until, you know, 2 weeks before the combine. So I was just like,
wow,
nothing I could really do. Like that's ball though. That's how it goes.
Facts.
But
hips more important. Look, my man couldn't even bench 135. He out there the whole getting 140 tackles.
That's what I'm saying.
Yes.
That way. When they put a bench press in the middle of the field, then that shit will be important. But until
exactly.
Yeah, we're gonna clip this right here because everybody said, man, I bench 375. Like, oh, if you bench on a football field, your ass on your back.
Right. Yeah. What does that mean? What does that mean?
Looking like?
Yeah.
I feel the same way about 40 times.
Yeah, I feel
yeah.
I mean, how many times you just gonna run, stop, get on the line, and run 40 yards? All right. I've seen a whole lot of dudes that's fast on the 40, put that equipment on, they slow as hell.
Yep.
They molasses out on that joint.
Cooper Kupp on our team, Cooper Kupp ran at the Senior Bowl, he was clocked as the fastest guy at the Senior Bowl, like with his pads on. He goes to the combine, he runs like mid 4.6. So he dropped, and that dropped him. But if you ever watch him in a game, he's quicker than everybody. And when he gets the ball, no one ever catches him.
He one of these.
So it's just like
after catch, put you in the blender, dude. I've seen in a minute. He gets
and he always open. He always open.
Always.
He always open.
And that's why
does he talk?
He's pretty low key. He's a low key guy.
He just get the ball back to where he go. I mean, he'll put the nuts on somebody. Usually people like, whoa, he'll just get a ball to the ref.
He'll give it to you.
Type of dude I hate. Like, say something, dude. That's something you killing me and don't say nothing.
I'll give it to you.
But
a cool story about that, going into our last year though, like, so we got killed by Virginia Tech. My redshirt junior year, they beat us. Whatever the score was, it felt like it was 150.
Oh, you talking about the first year Bronco first year?
Yeah, that was just.
I played like Sam quarterbacks and the ball boy.
And it was just, that was bad. But you know, after I'm talking to Coach Mendenhall, I'm in his office. He's like, like if you go to the draft, like you could be late round, blah blah blah. I was like, I'm gonna come back, like whatever, doesn't matter. And he told me, he was like, yeah, because he's a realist. He said, I see our peak next year being 6-6. He's like, if I get everything I can out of our team, I see us going, 6-6. And that's what we did. Like, it's crazy, but that's what we did. And we probably could have been better, but hey, we went 6-6.
Y'all beat Georgia Tech. You still had a couple of games after y'all came bowl eligible.
But we were spent. We were after that Georgia Tech game. Like, I think we put everything into just trying to get to 6 wins, and then once we got 6 wins, it was we were dead.
Yeah, y'all lost guys up front too.
Yeah.
Defensively.
Yeah, because it was a struggle. You got that win, and it was like, oh man, we made it, and then rolled up like a window shade the next 4 games. So that was.
Who did we play? We had like Louisville.
Yeah, Louisville, at Miami. And then we lost 10-0.
Just lost 10-0, and that was that game was just one of the boringest Virginia Tech games I ever watched.
That game, that was when I was like, Tremaine Evans, it was like, bruh, this man got like 4 TFL. It was like, what are we doing on offense? It was nothing that we could do. Like, it was like Bud Foster, when I was there, whenever we played them, it was like Bud Foster was just dialing whatever up. Like, it was nothing that we was going to be able to do with him. And that was a game when I walked off the field after that Tech game, like, we lost 10-0. I was like, man, whatever. Like, we left it all out on the field. Like, I was just proud that we had closed the gap. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
sure.
true. No, that's true. I mean, that was the thing, man. Y'all just going into that game, it was just like that's when y'all had just got the news that y'all was down 2 D linemen. I think was that when Bernie, or did he wait until the bowl game before he came over, start playing defense?
Yeah,
I think it was in the bowl game.
Okay, but yeah, I just knew, I was like, damn, we down. I knew y'all was beat up on defense. I was just like, man, offense going and shit. I was like, you too, like, damn, Bud is across the damn field, and yeah, it was tough.
But it just looked like, man, the offensive coaches they see Bud Foster on the sideline, they just pee down their leg, man.
That's what it feels. It's like, cause there was the Mike Moore year, they were getting after us in the first half, and then it was like we opened up, and once we opened up, it was like, all right, like, cause for the most part when we play them, like they don't do nothing but like play man to man on us. It's like, that's all they do. Like,
always been like that versus us. They always play heavy man, try to blitz the quarterback. If your quarterback can move and just fit in the windows, you got out the door. But if he couldn't, it was a wrap.
Yeah.
So on a sidebar, did you see the Virginia Tech game this year and the lack of effort by some individuals?
God, I watched it. I mean, for me this year though, it's hard for me to really to get on the college athletes this year just because it was such a hard, different year. Like, I just know, me speaking as a professional, like, at least I was getting paid, but like when I was going out to games and there was nobody there and it's just crowded, it's a weird feeling. And for them to, like, for you to be in college and not be able to socialize, not be able to ever let your hair down, and you doing it out there, they weren't getting paid, like you doing it and just going to school, like it was a tough year. And I was just glad that they went out there and competed and got all the games in. Like, it was a different year. Like, it was hard for me being in my shoes that I am as a professional player. It's hard for me to really get on the guys for, you know.
Hey, Mike, let me tell you something, Micah. Cov love you because he ain't let me get away with that shit when I tried. So he loved you. When I tried that, he said, no, fuck that, Hawk. What would you do if I was like, I mean, Cov, you know, they don't get to do nothing together.
Yeah, really, it's just like
you really gonna do this right now?
Just like, it was in it got pushed back. It was in December. Like, it was a different time. I don't know. It was a weird year.
Hey, Mike, I'm telling you, bro, you safe. You ain't gotta keep going because he said nothing. He cut me off within 3 syllables of me. Well, you know, no, F that. I was just like, damn.
Yeah. All right. Well,
he came back to redeem himself. So, you know what I'm saying? He coming back to redeem himself. You know, because some dudes would have just faded to black after something like that. At least he, you know.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
See, I was gonna go ahead and go on, and you just gonna bring that up. You just gonna bring that.
What happened?
Don't need to come back.
What?
Need to go on out the green.
So Micah, yeah. So, you know, going into the Navy game and your first bowl game, I'm not entertaining that rebuttal by him. What was it like, man? Because you was close to the crib for the bowl game, right?
Yeah, that's why I wasn't super hyped for that game, just because, bruh, like, I live 20 minutes from that, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was like playing in a high school game. I've literally played in a high school football game there.
Damn.
And so we went down, like, we basically took a bus down the street to DC, to like a place where I've been going all the time. Like, it didn't have the same like buzz of like a bowl game, and we were playing. Like, on defense, it's like, I don't want to play against another triple option team. Like, you know, we play Georgia Tech all the time. I don't want to do this. Like, I don't want to spend Christmas time going over tackling a dive, or, you know, not getting
cut. How your body felt by that point,
especially by then. And then we get into the game, and it's the coldest damn game I've ever played in my life.
Lord, yes.
Like, goodness gracious, it was.
He's like, this
literally, I've never been in a colder game in my life than that. But
Joe opened that mug up. I was like, yes, sir. Then the rest was like, man.
We started off hot though. We had that kick return, and then it was just all downhill. But shoot, from what I heard though, Navy was stealing our defensive signs. They knew all our signs, so I'm just whatever. Yeah, because they had one of their coaches was supposed to. I'm pretty sure was supposed to come coach for us.
Yep.
But then Coach Hunter ended up come in. But I think they knew the signs or whatever. But honestly, when that game was over, I was just like, my career is done. I had just like pretty much signed with my agent the next day. Like I was going out. I was done. I was good. The program was better off than when I found it. So
facts. That's facts, bro. That's facts.
Hold on, I can't let you lead though, because everybody, we asked Quinn, we asked Bryce. We knew Bryce was gonna give us, see no evil, hear no evil. But I'm gonna ask Micah now. Urban legend is y'all piss Navy off by disrespecting them or talking trash or something.
They were like, we disrespected them at the they had like a luncheon, like a players luncheon. I don't know how we could disrespect them because we weren't next to them. We weren't, you know what I'm saying? It was like we was on one side of the room, they was on another side of the room. They might have felt. That's one of them things where people just make up stuff in their head to get good, like mojo going in the game or whatever. They give them their own bulletin board material, but I don't know how we would disrespect them. And like, look who our head coach is. Like
that's what
we did some disrespectful shit. Like
every time y'all come on, bro, I make sure I ask each and every player. Everybody said, bro, I don't remember. And Quinn would be the first one to be like, hell yeah, I was in somebody's face.
Yeah, like, exactly. But it was just like, I don't know. But we had characters like Donnie could have said something. Well, I don't know. But for the most part, it's like, I don't know.
But the thing is, we had like everybody that was in that game defensively, because they said it was a defensive person. Like they just like, bro, nobody said like. Yeah, it was cold out there. We won't say it.
Right.
It was freezing cold, and it was like, bro, whatever.
So you finished that year, man. Like I said, 143 tackles. You and Quinn and Jordan Mack all had 100+ tackles. To become the only 2 FBS programs to do that in Power 5. You finished your career with 411 tackles, number 5. You won the Dudley Award. You won the Campbell Trophy, which is the academic Heisman. And that speaks to the cerebral nature of your game. Not only were you always in position, you always making plays, but I think you hit on it early. You knew what everybody was supposed to be, and it was apparent because to your point, you ain't the fastest, the strongest, or the biggest, but you always there, and you're always making a play. I related, man, to when I was coming in the league and playing against Sterling Sharp. People always ask me, who was the best receiver you ever played against? I tell them Sterling Sharp. They're like, well, he played for a short amount of time. I was like, it doesn't matter. He still should be in the Hall of Fame because that dude was so skilled and so cerebral. Not only was he a freak athlete, but he knew what everybody was supposed to be. I'll never forget lining up against him. I'm on the dime and I'm covering him in the slot, and in between plays, me and him chuckling it up because we were friends off the field. He would be lined up, and he would call to the linebacker, "Yo, you're lined up wrong." I'm like, how the hell he lined up wrong? But he was so cerebral, man. And it just, so, I say that because you remind me so much of him, man, and the way you were always in the right place.
So, was Sterling Sharp a nerd? Because he calls himself a nerd. Micah openly says, I'm a nerd. So we don't got to be nice. He admittedly says, am I lying, Micah?
I'm nerdy about some stuff.
Here he go with this shit. Now he want to come over here and don't want to own it. But no, I'll say like, yo, I'm a nerd, man. Like
football, like especially like when it comes to ball, like there's nobody that takes like I'll show you just like look at this. Like notes, like just that's all football is at the end of the day. It's a class, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And so I'm taking that's what I pride myself on too, is just like, what are the different plays? Because that's what especially when you get in the league and everybody copies each other. Yes. So it's certain team does it, all right, all right, everybody gonna want to do that. They're all doing the same thing. Everybody was doing the 4 wide looks that KC was doing. Everybody's doing jet motions that Coach McVay is doing. So everybody's doing the same stuff. And on defense, especially like from an offense perspective, like on defense, there's only so many coverages you can play. Like people not out here inventing new coverages. They're just playing them differently.
Yeah. Disguises. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? everyone in the league at one point, like the league went a certain way where everybody was playing Pete Carroll and Seahawks cover 3 defense. Like that's what everybody's doing. Now the way the league is going to do, everybody's going to be playing Vic Fangio the way he plays his quarters look, because that's what Vic Fangio's been doing for years. That's what we did with the Rams with Staley this year, and now that's what everybody wants. Like everybody just copies everything. So the more you like, all right, what's hot, what's going on, the more you know. Like that's all it is.
It's a simple game that coaches fuck it up.
Literally.
So then combine rolls around. You do go to the combine, correct?
Yeah.
You were invited to play in the Senior Bowl, but you didn't play, right?
Nah, I went for like one day, and I was like, it was like my knee still wasn't good, my thumb still wasn't good, and it was like, it's no point. So I was went down there, and then just ended up coming back home, and then she get ready for the combine. Went to the combine. Actually ended up doing like really, really well. I was basically top 10 in like every event that I had competed in. You know, jumped high, jumped far, shuttle was fast, ran a time that in any other year would have been crazy for inside linebackers, but shit, in my year we had motherfucking 4.4s, 4.5s, like both, like it was crazy. I ran like low 4.6. I'm like, that, like I was hyped. Low 4.6 for an inside linebacker. I was moving, like I felt real good. But then it was like 4.5, 4.5, 4.5, 4.3, 4.4. Like it was crazy. That's just the way the game's going now. Like
that's your shit again.
Just in 1 year, like literally in 1 year, like the previous year, I would say the average inside linebacker time was probably like a 4.7, and then I get in the year, it's everything was low 4.6s and below. Like that's just the way it is.
Damn.
Wow. So did you have any idea that the Rams are gonna draft you? Okay.
So I did a one of the top visits. I did that with the Rams, and just in general. So I spent a lot of time at UVA watching a lot of film. Like, so I'll be in the film room all the time. But if you know, like during the week, scouts come in. They come in the rooms and they watch the film too. So I would be in there all the time, and there would be a Ram scout in there, Teddy Marshall. I'm messing up his last name, but Ted, he's a Ram scout. He's like the head of college scouting for the Rams. And he would always see me in there, and he'd be like, man, Mike, I love your game. I love your game. Love you as a player. I hope we could have you for the Rams. So, you know, I did the visit. I knew the scouts really liked me there. On my visit with the Rams, they drew some stuff on the board, killed it. It was easy. At the combine, I had met with the assistant linebackers coach. He drew some stuff up, killed it. It was easy. So I just like back in the back of my head, I knew like that was a good possibility, and ended up happening.
Yeah. So what was that first year like, man? How was that first training camp?
Yeah. And the first year, so the hardest part really is like the OTAs as a rookie, because you go in and you're basically in the building. I was in the building from like 6:30 in the morning until 5 at night. It's meetings all the time. It's, you know, weightlifting. It's just a lot thrown at you real fast. And then especially once the ball started happening and, you know, you're a rookie and they putting in a whole new, like putting in 10 plays every day. Like, it's not like in college where it's like, shoot, Coach Mendenhall will spend a whole spring doing cover 4, like just doing the basics. Like if you can't do this, you know, you're not gonna play. We got base, nickel, sink. We got 5 different packages in and 15 different plays, like boom, 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 boom every day. So it was difficult that first year, just picking all that up. And so that first OTAs was just difficult, just trying to figure out everything and figure out, you know, how they want you to play certain things. But when I got to training camp, started slowing down a little bit more, and we were playing ball. And in preseason, I was doing pretty well. Like, you know, I would always play the whole second half of the preseason, and I would always have, you know, the most tackles. I was playing well. So, you know, I started getting confidence. But when the season started, I knew, you know, what my role was going to be. And it was going to be special teams. But, you know, I was on a team that was loaded. Like we were probably the most talented team in the NFL. And I was just happy to, you know, have a jersey, be out there competing. So, you know, it is what it is.
And your thought when you first saw that that mutant that plays D-line for y'all?
So what's crazy, like AD wasn't even there until, you know, a week before the first game, because he was still holding out. He ain't got his money yet. So I hadn't seen AD all training camp, all OTAs, nothing. Then he get there the first week, and everybody, it's like a myth around AD. Like, man, AD, like, it's crazy. Like, it's nobody like AD. Like, AD, I've seen AD, grab somebody by the face mask and rip their whole face mask off before. Like, people telling these stories, I'm like, man, what you talking about? Then you see this man in practice, man, and his chop club rep. Like, when you see him actually do that, like, it's crazy because he does the way he does it. He learned from Robert Quinn, and Robert Quinn would kind of do this jump move, boom, boom, like, and just watching AD do it in one motion, like, it's crazy. Like, there's nobody that can move like him, that can play like him. There's nobody that has his leverage, his strength, just everything. It's crazy. Like, I asked him before, I was like AD, like, did you wrestle before? Because he got all the movements of a wrestler, and like his hand-eye coordination and the way he can use leverage, and the way I watched his one-on-ones before. I like slowed down, watch his one-on-ones, and the way he can jump and grab somebody and pull them and use their momentum to project him forward. Like, I was like, bro, did you wrestle before? He's like, nah, man, I just play football. Like, that just come natural to me. Like, it's crazy. There's nobody. He's the best player in the NFL. Like, if you ever just watch him play, like, there's nobody better than him. It's incredible.
And no question. Shout out to JJ Watt for being a great brother, coming up in defense for his brother TJ Watt and sharing those stats. But you got to realize, when you share those stats, AD's playing interior, and you know this.
Yes. And like, TJ Watt's a great player, but Bud Dupree is on the opposite side. So it's pick your poison. And then they had Hargraves, like, they had beasts in the middle too. Yeah. So it's like, pick your poison. When you will never see this. I've never seen a team use the running back to chip a nose, like a defensive tackle.
What?
Never seen. No teams will use their running back to chip AD from a 3 technique.
Because he gonna kill him.
I've never seen it before. Like, and it makes everything easier. Like, as a linebacker, like, a lot of times you're even in zone coverage will be off the back. Like, the back is my coverage, but if they're not getting out, like, you can't do scat protection with AD. Like, that doesn't exist. You're not going to give somebody a one-on-one against AD. Like, you're not going to go down like that. So we almost always regulate, like, whereas we know 6 guys are going to be in a protection, and that frees up a guy in coverage. So that's just.
And your drop and your viewing to the quarterback, did you see him just destroy the 3 Dallas Cowboy linemen on that stunt?
Nah, I didn't see that. I later saw it. Like, and there was one where he had got a sack on a play that game where he did the wrong thing, but AD don't do the wrong thing. Like, if AD, you gotta make him right.
Yeah.
So I'm supposed to be in the B gap, but AD in the B gap. So I'm like, whatever. I come back in the A gap, and I jump up to try to get in Dak way, and he pumped for a second, and AD got the sack. So, like, I was kind of hyped too. I was like, I helped AD out a little bit on that one. But yeah, just in general, like, I never seen, like, and then if you watch his work ethic, like, man, in the weight room and practice, like, nobody works like him. And it gets to a point in practice where we running plays where I'm like, bro, AD, like, bro, don't do, like, you can't do that. Like, we need this look on this power play. Like, in the game, you're not going to blow it up like 10 yards in the backfield every single time in a row. Like, just let him get it off, like, just so we can get the look.
Yeah, but, absorb him for a little while. Let us get our look now, just in case.
It's crazy. Like, I've never seen anything like it, where he's the strongest person. He's the strongest person on the team. He can run a 4.6 40. He can do everything. Like, he's just Superman. So it's crazy.
Absolute. Hey, as my boy Chip West used to say, absolute gorilla.
Straight up.
Straight up.
Oh.
So then that first year is strictly special teams for the most part. 2019 rolls around. You're looking to get some significant burn in 2019. Talk to us about that season.
I was in line to, like, play, like, base defense, like, get my feet wet, whatever. And then and I was in good shapes, like, training real hard. I lost some weight, I slimmed up, had was doing well in training camp. We had we had practiced, like, against the Chargers. We had practiced against the Raiders. And I was doing well, like, doing my thing. We go to Hawaii. just making a routine tackle, bang, whole pack just ripped off from like 3 different spots somehow. Like the doctor was like, we normally see these in like weightlifting, like it's a weightlifting injury. I don't know how I did it. It was tough. It was a tough year. Just knowing like, what I'm saying, it sucks watching ball. It was like the first time I had really missed extended time, and just trying to keep my head straight and being part of everything. It was tough, but it wasn't a wasted year for me. I was still going to like as many meetings as I could. I was going to as many games as I could, and just like try to stay involved, and kept me sharp mentally in the game. So it sucked, but I tried to make the most of it.
Yeah, people don't understand the difficulty, man, in rehabbing an injury. Shoot, I'm coming off my rookie year, dude. My second year for my knee up, so it was just like, dude, what in the hell? Watching people, my leg in a brace, and man, it was so hard, bro. When I got the opportunity to get back, I thought I was gonna lose my mind, bro. I mean, it's just like, it's the sport you've always loved it. But man, when that joint get taken away from you, temporarily, but you come back, you have so much more appreciation, and you're like, baby, I love you. I ain't never leaving you again.
I mean, just watching, like not being able to participate is hard. I don't wish injuries on any person. And recovery sucks.
I bet, man.
No doubt. No doubt. So then, and this past year, different kind of dynamic with COVID happening and everything. Talk about that season.
It was crazy. Like, so we put in a whole new defense, like a whole new way of approaching the game with Coach Phillips. Like Coach Wade, he wanted you to be on people, attacking people. He wanted you to be suffocating. We switched over to this new defense with Coach Staley, where it was more of, he wants you to read and react. He wants you to play everything. Everything we did was top down in the run gap, like even in the run game, like even if we're playing solo gap defense, like if the ball is running outside zone, like don't just run into your gap. Wait for it, read, and then be able to fall back and play off the guys in front of you. Like it was just a different way of playing, and it took a while to learn, just because we didn't have the OTAs or anything. We learned everything like we're talking right now over Zoom. We learned. Yeah. So it was learning through Zoom, watching stuff, and then we played us and the offense. We met out like in high school fields a couple times. Maybe we had four or five, 7-on-7s, and that was all we had did in the off season.
Wow.
So it was difficult, but it was great. Like once again, having another coach, another perspective to learn, the game from. And that's just more tools to your toolbox, and it's going to do nothing but help me for sure.
Yeah, no doubt. Shit, in week 2, y'all playing against the Eagles. You 16 tackles, forced fumble. I mean, bro, so it's looking like you done arrived.
Yeah, and that was the thing. Like I'm telling you, when I'm healthy and I'm just playing ball, like I'm a great linebacker because I just got good feel for it. Good feel for the game, just good instincts, and that was one of them games where I just felt it. Like I'm pretty sure, like in the first quarter, I had like 8 tackles in the first quarter alone. Yeah, just out there, just vibing, just feeling, and you get your feet wet, and it felt good. Like even in the Cowboys game, like I played well, regardless of what some people want to say. Like the Cowboys game, played well, and just I was having a good season. The Tampa Bay game that I got hurt in was playing great, like set the tone off rip. Like we went into that game and we were kind of talking about they're going to try to run the ball on us. They're not going to really want to throw against us. They're going to try to run the ball. They got Ronald Jones here, just ripped off like a 95-yard run against the Panthers the week before. They had Leonard Fournette, and that's all they're talking about. Like they're going to run it on us. Boom, set the tone. Bam, stick Ronald Jones off rip. Like having a great game. Like was this close to having a pick on Tom Brady and AB like on first drive. Like it was like just a crazy feeling, and then just to get hurt on like some freak injury like that. But that's the game. Like that's the game. That's why I never complain really. I can't complain about injuries because I never cheat the game. You know, I play hard.
Right.
If you ever watch me play, like I'm trying to make all the plays. I'm never shying away from contact. I'm playing physical and I'm playing hard. Like, and if I'm gonna go down, like I'm gonna go down the way I play. So, all good.
And you know, it has to say something, bro, because you know, you just say you don't cheat football, and in your position, somebody would try to cheat football because they have a very dominant player who can pretty much is like a cheat sheet because you know he's going to get a lot of attention. So you could just say, I'm gonna just play off him. But the fact that how you approach the game, you approach it as in saying, I got my foundation. So no matter what, I know I'm gonna be straight. And I think, like you said, when an injury takes place, you don't really worry because it's like, bro, I know that I do what I'm supposed to do. Somebody that know they cheat the game are the ones that usually kind of panic and just be like, oh shit, like, damn.
Yeah. And then like, and like a lot of these injuries aren't even like, there's nothing I can do to prevent them. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm putting in the time, like after practice, I'm in the training room, I'm in the saunas, I'm in the hot tubs, I'm in the cold tubs. I'm doing as much as I can. So when they come, it's part of the game, you know, and that's just the way it is.
Yeah, that's one of the things though, Micah, that guys don't really understand. It's not even just learning the X's and O's, it's learning how to be a pro.
Yes,
you know,
for sure.
And you know, and guys are like, well, I don't understand what do you mean by learning how to be a pro? I mean, yo, it's taking care of your body, understanding that, listen, this is your job. You know, this is your 9 to 5 that, you know, the rest of us got to go to, you know, it's your 9 to 5, but it's the sport that you absolutely love. You take care of yourself so that you can put the best product on the field that you possibly can. You know, if you want to go out and fuck it off, then well, that's on you, because it's not a right that you get the opportunity to play it. It's a privilege. You know what I'm saying? And so, you know, it's like, man, when I look back on my career, you know, I probably took a couple things for granted, man. But I love the game. The business part of football kind of destroyed my love for it because the you know, the best people don't always play, and the politics and the bureaucracy and the bullshit. It man, it's you got to be able to compartmentalize that part of it, you know, so that it doesn't impact you on the field. And so, you know, that's
the thing too, like being a pro, like you got to find your routine, and that can take a while. Like you move into a different city, you don't know. One of my biggest, I guess, adjustments has just been like the nutrition aspect. You know, when I was in college, I was eating whatever. Then I got in the league my rookie year when I was just living by myself, like kind of in this area where there wasn't much to do. So I was just eating junk food, eating like crap. But then like now, you know, when I look at the way I eat, like my regimen, the way I'm training, like you gotta find that, build that program in and help you. And it takes a while to learn it. And also you gotta, you know, mature a little bit too. You know, it's just hard, like that transition. And that's why now too, I'll say the league has been great on like mental health and also just keeping your head on straight. Cause like you said, that the business part can also like, and I had a little feeling of that too this year with trying to come back from the injury and me thinking like, kind of feeling like the training staff wasn't doing enough and kind of giving up on me a little bit. And then I do get back and it wasn't in the role that I wanted to do, but you know, that's just the way I'm just, you know, the team guy, and like, you just got to do what you got to do. Yeah. But it's just like, it can be tough. And I think a lot of fans, like they just think that every person in the league is like rich, which I'm not gonna lie, like the money is better than the average person, yes, but I'm not rich by any means. Like still, I'm in LA, I'm paying a ton of taxes I'm paying a ton of taxes, and I'm not rich. Yeah. I'm still renting. I don't own a house. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm still got a little bit of money, but I don't have like, you know what I'm saying? So they think like you're lucky. Like there's like a lot of hard work goes into this. You know what I'm saying? Like obviously I've been lucky, but this is a grind. Like it's a grind. Yes. And that's why when I got hurt, I was like, man, like, cause last year, like you look at the pandemic, man, I was training every single day, running, jogging, jump rope, anything I could do at the crib. You know, me and my brother were going to the park. I'm out there. I'm a professional athlete. I'm going to a public park and I'm just grinding with my little brother, just getting the work in, like putting all this work in, and they don't see that, and they don't care about that. They just want to know, oh well, why didn't you make this tackle on this play? Like, bro, like he trying too, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like
he get paid. He get paid too.
He get paid too. Like you're not going to make, and that's the one thing too. Like I just feel like every fan think that every player is like going to be all pro. Like, bro, it's hard out here. Like every player is good. Like,
world, Craig.
Like bro, I'm not going to bench press a 350-pound lineman that's got a angle on me. Like, bro, I don't know what you want me to do. Like, he get paid too. He all pro. Like, I'm trying. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just, I don't know. That's like a little bit
American
of a
shit, man.
But it is. It's just like everybody just think like this shit is hard, bro, and this happening fast. Like you watching a replay, like I'm here to do this right now. Bro. As fast as I'm doing it, like it's crazy. But just like that's why I've been heavy on the mental health stuff and knowing who to talk to and just keeping your mentals right. And even like a lot of the OGs in the game will tell you, like, I remember when Marshawn Lynch had finally retired, he talked about, you know, protect your bread and protect your mentals. Like that's serious. That's
real.
That's real, bro.
Yeah.
This shit, hard, like, part of car crashes, bro. Car crashes, and you just so what you broke down can cause somebody to mentally break, because not only is the perception that you're rich, and even as kids, we're like you when you finally made the team and stuff, you're like, yeah, I'm gonna get the big check now. And then you live in LA on them goddamn taxes hit.
Yeah, and then it's levels to this shit. Like,
and look, not even that, bro. Go ahead.
Yeah. Like I seen my game check and I seen AD's game check. Like that shit is different, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like,
bro.
I can give you a story. When I was with Atlanta, my rookie year in camp, and Jamal Anderson me and Jamal Anderson became cool. The old running back, they used to do the Dirty Bird. We became cool because I was cool with Mike. So he came to he was like, Hawk, damn, my check. Lift my check up, man. It's heavy. I was like, what are you talking about? I'm a rookie. I just lift it up. He like, look at it. Man, I looked at that shit. I said, what you get this for? Just for coming here and running around. I'm just like, yeah, like a half a meal. Just for, I got perfect attendance for working out.
It's I'm like, but like them incentives and stuff, like it's different. Like them rookie, that's what people don't understand. Like them rookie contracts is really like rookie contracts. Like
rookie contracts,
you know what I'm saying?
Introductory, you know what I'm saying?
That's what it is. Like, but like I said, like I'm blessed compared to, and I'm happy, like I'm living a dream, but still I still got like, you know, I'm thinking about what's in the future, and I'm like, dang, I need to make it, you know, make something work, because you never know. Like, it's just,
bro, we didn't even talk about it, but you got to the pinnacle your rookie year.
Yeah, to the bowls,
to the big game.
Yeah, and you know what's crazy? I tell people all the time. I say, we just had too much fun. Like we just, you know what I'm saying? We partying a little too. I just think we played a veteran team that had been there before, know what to expect. And we were out there. We was enjoying ourselves. And
that losing check ain't bad either. Even though the winning one is double, that losing one ain't bad either.
So I had a good check. I could have made more if I could do it differently. I would have made a little bit more. But it was a good experience for everybody in the family.
Bro.
Yeah. That's good stuff. That's good stuff, man. So what would you, you know, as the young boys that are coming up after you, now you're an OG to them, what would you tell them? You know, like, what would you tell them guys coming up now that have aspirations of getting to the next level? What would be the advice that you would give them?
Just my thing is just one, you always got to believe in yourself and shoot your shot. And then just cause, you know, people count you out. People if you don't trust yourself, if you don't believe in yourself, then nobody will. So just one, shoot your shot. And then two, hold yourself to a high standard. I think that's what's always got me by. I never had to have a coach like on me, like, Michael, we need to do this, we need to do that, or, you know, this is how we're gonna do. Nah, I hold myself to this standard. I hold myself to this level, because that's just how my dad taught me. Like, boom, like, you're a Kiser. This what we expect from you. So I was always, you know what I'm saying? I didn't need to be babysat. Man, I was in college. I was like, why am I in study hall? I'm a grown ass man.
Right.
What I need to be in study hall for you to watch me do my homework? Like, I can do this. Like, what you babying me for? Just like hold yourself to a high standard and shoot your shot and trust yourself. That's the best advice I can give you.
Academic Heisman, god damn it.
Yeah, damn it.
That was crazy to me. I went from high school where I was like free to do, and I get in college, and you telling me I need to be in study hall for an hour. For what? I got, what I'm saying?
Hey, Micah, real talk. We seen them damn dummies who need that though.
Yeah, and I'm like, put them in there. Put them in
there. Dude, I'll never forget. We had that study hall my first year, and we go to study hall, and I'm like, wait a minute, why do y'all have us first of all in NWAR 101? And I'm like, I ain't coming to this damn study hall. I'm smart as fuck. So why the hell am I here? I mean, bro, I was a little bit of a hellion.
You was mad because you had a fuck at it. That's how I know. Emphasize.
Yeah, I mean,
I was like, they had. I was at Gilman. I had did Spanish since I was in Spanish since like 6th grade. Like, oh, real good at Spanish. I'm like, what I got a Spanish teacher for this intro Spanish class? Like, what am I doing? Why am I going to this tutoring for 45 minutes for no reason? Like, I don't need to be in here. It's just
making sure, because like I told y'all, damn dummies that be on.
Yeah, there was some folks that needed to be in there. That's for damn sure.
It says
damn sure. For sure. Well, fam, this is what's the latest now? What are you doing outside of the football? Because as we always talk about preparing for the day when it's over, and we never know when that day is. You know what I'm saying? So what are you doing outside of ball?
I've been always just trying to educate myself on more and more things. Like we were talking about earlier, I did an entrepreneurship workshop. I think we got a solid little idea that'll work well with this name, image, and likeness thing coming up, in colleges, and us kind of trying to reach out to, college athletes, put a little money in their pockets. But other than that, just trying to, networks, meet as many people as I can, be involved in as many things as I can. I'm on the NFL. I'm an NFLPA rep for the Rams.
Oh, word.
Excellent.
One of 4 like alternate. So just, trying to be a leader and, just do what I do.
That's outstanding. That's outstanding. But that's how you got to do it, man. You got to flip the game. You got to flip the game. And like I said, when we get off this podcast, I'm gonna call my man Eric Moore, and I'm gonna send this podcast to him. Be like, yo, this is my dude I was telling you about, because I need to link y'all two up. Because like I said, he's a good brother, venture cap dude, and he out in LA. So definitely try to connect you and him. You and Perk ever get together?
So me and Bryce, just like I don't really know him that well, and just like this being a COVID year, where it's like, what I'm saying, for the most part, like I just been at the crib chilling. I know he's got the him and Joe Reed have hung out a couple times, but Perk gave a lot of good looks this year in practice. He's a guy, like I just wish they'll let it rip one time, because he's fast, and the game's going that way. Like the game's going to mobile quarterbacks. Like the RPO stuff, that college stuff is what's taking over the league right now. So
he's exceptional.
I really hope he gets a shot. Yeah,
that dude is an exceptional athlete, man, and just a good dude, just a real good dude, man.
Every time I talk to him, he's real good, humble. Yeah,
I just knew he was gonna play against the Redskins. Was it the Redskins?
I think it was the
when the starter went down, and because you didn't think Golf was gonna play.
It would have been the Cardinals game where he could have been active, I think. But that's the thing too, is the business, and what you was talking about is like, it's crazy to sometimes see like who the league pick and who the league doesn't pick.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? Like when we was watching Quinn, like, what I'm saying, Quinn was the best football player I played with, and like just didn't get the right shot. Like it's crazy to watch.
Yeah, all about being in the right system, man. Yeah. It's just amazing, man. And I'll say, like, classic example, John Lynch. Okay, I think he's going to the Hall of Fame now.
Mm-hmm.
When John came into the league, I think it was my third or fourth year, and John couldn't get in the game. We were surprised that they drafted a safety in the 3rd round. You had 2 young safeties, both. I was coming off an injury. But the starting safety, Marty, was balling, and John couldn't get in the game. Huh?
Marty who?
Marty Carter.
Okay, I'm about to say I thought it was another morning.
Yeah, and you know, he and I started as rookies together. You know, both of us all rookie, and you know, so they drafted John, and it was like, okay, this is a weird scenario, but okay. And they were trying to fit him in some way, shape, or form. But you had me at safety, Marty at safety, and Thomas Everett, these people, the Cowboys, at safety. Where was he gonna fit in? So they tried to put him in because he was a bigger guy. So they tried to put him in at will linebacker. That really wasn't a fit for him. It was too small for that. Wasn't fast enough. And so he ends up, you know, I leave to go to Seattle. Marty goes to Chicago. Tony Dungy comes in. He gets Warren Sapp, Derek Brooks. So he gets all these guys to play in front of him in the Tampa 2 and Hall of Fame for him. You know, it's so much about timing.
Yes.
Yeah.
That it's amazing. You know, all due respect, I'll shout out. John's a great dude, you know, but John couldn't get in the game when we were there.
Scheme matters.
Yeah, scheme matters. Opportunity matters. If I could have got to play in Tony Dungy's scheme, I'd have played 12 years. You know, just because of the way that the system is set
How
up.
it is for the safeties.
Yeah. So yeah, man, it is what it is, though. It is what it is. Well, fam, this has been great. We normally end our Knockdown podcast with a segment called "Shut the Hell Up, I'm Underdog," and what that is something that pisses you off, but you're like, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna overcome it anyway. Holla at us.
Anything,
football related or not.
That pisses me off. I don't know, man. I've always been an underdog. I always, like we've been talking about the whole time, I've always been like shit. I've always been short. I've always been, you know, not the longest arms, not the fastest, but I always overcome. And that's what it's all about, man. You just put the hard work in and results pay off.
Yeah, no doubt. So Hawk, you know, I got to hit him with the pledge just because,
hey, man,
you know,
I was waiting back chilling.
So the underdog pledge is this, Micah. I'm underdog because today is the beginning of the rest of my life. I will not be a prisoner to my past, but instead I will use it as a stepping stone to a brighter future. I'm underdog because I believe in me. And even in my darkest hour, I know without any doubt I'm never alone. I will overcome because I know that I can. And if I were you, I wouldn't bet against me. I'm a winner. I'm a survivor. I'm underdog. So that's the pledge. That's what we underdogs. That's our life right there. That's our life.
Underdog. Hey, shoot that shot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yo, when he said shoot that shot, man, and the visual, the wall behind was like, is he gonna get slapped in? You know what I'm saying? nah. Hey, speaking of behind you, bro, I'm your boy, so you can be honest with me. You read all them damn books?
Nah, these most of my girls' books for real. She like to read. I got a lot of them though. I always get books and I'm like, man, you know what? I'm gonna read. I'm gonna take the time to sit down and read. But
so with that being said, we talked about mental health, bro, and me and Cov, true advocates of mental health and just brain exercise. What is a book that you're currently reading?
I got this book called The Richest Man in Babylon. That's what I've been reading right now.
Okay, I've heard of that.
Learning about saving money and wealth, and so that's what I'm reading right now.
Outstanding.
So we both always encourage each player. Let's just make sure, man, you exercising that mind, bro. Because with the sport that we've been engaged in since we were young, if we don't keep, because you put it to work with your film study, writing down plays, but make sure the other part of your life.
Just in general, like if you don't use it, you lose it. Like it's been times like, because I spend so much time like just doing X's and O's. Sometimes I'm like, I go to text. I'm like, how do you spell such and such? Like I just, you know what I'm saying? You forget. You like, man, today, bro, I haven't written my middle name in so long. Adolphus. I was like, did I spell my middle name right? Like it's just little stuff.
You got no auto spell on
that. I had to make sure I spell my middle name right. But yeah, if you don't use it, you lose it. So every once in a while, you know.
Yeah, no doubt. But shout out to Mom and Pop, man. Please tell them I said what's up. I miss my travel partners. You know, we in BWI, you know, coming to the games together. So I miss my folks, man. Please tell them I said what's up.
They were racking up them frequent flyer miles for sure.
Oh, no doubt. I know they love coming to LA to check you though.
Oh man, they love it. They love that warm weather. Take them out to the beach and stuff. They love it.
Oh, how was the stadium, bro? How was it? I know the fans weren't there, but just the visual.
Man, this what I've been saying. Like in general, like all these new stadiums now are very like corporate. They're corporate stadiums. It's just like they got all these suites and all, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
When you walk into it, that's what it feel like. It feel like a corporate stadium. It feel like Cowboy Stadium. It feel like Atlanta. You know, that's what they feel like. It don't have that. It's just missing that bite to it.
Yeah.
Like when we played at the Coliseum, you're like, damn, this history. Like I'm walking into the Coliseum. Like Olympians played here, Trojans played here. Like, you know what I'm saying? It has that.
Have you played at
Lambeau to it? Yeah, we played Lambeau playoffs. Like that was crazy. Like,
yeah.
Because a lot of the hallway that you're walking up, like it's the original, like this Lambeau field, and you feel that the frozen tundra.
Yes,
but
sir.
It's like now these stadiums are just.
Yeah, and I'm an Eagle fan, so I know the link. I know they was cussing your ass out because you had like 8
Bro, they didn't have no. They didn't have no fans
I was
there though.
Oh, that's right. Damn.
That's
but dog,
crazy.
You know how uncomfortable. So I'm an Eagle fan, but I'm like, hell yeah, Michael Ball, and they was like, fool. I thought you was an Eagle fan. I was like, man, I'm a Micah Kiser fan.
Yeah,
you got Rafa. You always got Rafa your boys.
No doubt. No question. No question.
You know what I'm saying?
No doubt. Well, fam, this has been awesome, man. Thank you so much for taking some time to spend with us. And, always we here, bro. We here. Any questions, anything you need, holler at us, man. We all we got. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to continue to uplift you as much as possible. And as Hawk always says, we want to make sure we give you your flowers while you're here. You know what I'm saying? And make sure that we celebrate you and just talk about the greatness of the man that you are and you continue to evolve into. You know what I'm saying? So keep grinding, underdog. Make it do what it do.
Yes, sir. I appreciate y'all, man. I really appreciate that.
No doubt.
It's rare that somebody's legendary on the field and then become the goddamn academic Heisman. Goddamn it! I could say I know the dude who won the academic Heisman.
Facts.
Bite your face off. Say he a little nerdy, but it still bite your face off.
Bite your face off. Bite your face off. Hey, wait. What do you think? What do you think about the linebackers in Virginia now? Last question.
I really like Nick Jackson.
Nephew.
They were high on Nick when I was leaving out, and so just seeing him. And I was happy to see like Zane play too, because Zane was a guy where it's like, what position is he gonna play? Where to put him at? But he loved football. He was just a football guy, and just kind of seeing the guys so Zane was there when I left. Matt Gam, like seeing Matt Gam play, and Charles Snowden, just like I was proud to watch them play. They stepped up, and I think now we're starting to see more too of where we're getting guys that they love playing football.
Yep.
Hall's recruiting guys that love playing football. They want to be playmakers, and it's been cool to watch for sure.
Yeah, that's definitely nephew.
Then your Unc Shane, he coaching safeties now, so he gonna have really biting people's faces.
And I'm pretty sure, like, because I was talking to him a little bit. I think they'll play a little bit of that 3-3-5 that a lot of teams are playing out too. So that'll be cool. Like I told Coach Hunter too, like. I mean, safeties, that just gives you more of that passing game aspect too to, elevate them to a coordinator one day. That's what you want to do. Everything is about the passing game now anyway. So
yep.
Hey, yo, we got this exclusive, goddamn it. Exclusive.
Hey man. Yeah, just a little this the locker room, right? Locker room access, you know what I'm saying? Inside the locker room.
No doubt. All right, fam. Well, appreciate you, man. Keep making it do what it do. And we so proud of you. We love you and look forward to seeing you and chopping it up with it again soon.
Absolutely, my brother. I appreciate y'all.
No doubt. Well, fans, that's it for this week's edition of The Lockdown featuring TCov and the Ballhawk.
Oh, and wait a minute. Wait a damn minute. Are you serious? We didn't get to see Black Jesus today? Oh, he really loved you, Michael. Hey, take us home, man. He really letting you off the day. Oh, he loves you, bro. Oh my God. Hey man, T-Dub, just cut it off. Don't let him talk no more. He ain't do Black Jesus. He can't close. Petty Hawk closing. We serving shut the hell up Jews because Mike always serves shut the hell up Jews. And to that beat writer that was coming after him from the Cowboy, I'm gonna send this shit to you.
I don't know.
Boom. We all out.